and welcome to the 5 o'clock news. I'm Doreen Sievers. Thank you for watching. Before we get to our top stories of the evening, we would like to bring you some breaking news. Paycom, an industry-leading technology provider, is making waves as demand for their employee-managed data software grows. With more on that story, here's Danielle Siedzma.
Hi, Jordan. Thanks. We're introducing you to Paycom. Paycom is a payroll management system that was founded by the current CEO, Chad Richardson, in 1998. Paycom's mission statement is to help its clients lower labor cost, drive engagement, and reduce exposure. Paycom went publicly traded in 2014 under the New York Stock Exchange ticker symbol PAYC.
And now with a breaking report, let's go to reporter Z.
Starting with their history, Paycom was founded by Chad Richardson, who graduated from the University of Central Oklahoma. After graduation, he worked at ADP and then a smaller payroll company. In 1998, Richardson decided to take a chance and create his own company by emptying out his 401k and selling his home. Paycom was able to fend off a potential buyout in 2007 and continue growing their company to their historic $100 million revenue mark in 2013. Following that momentum, Paycom went public with their shares at $15 per share. In the past few years, Paycom has worked to increase their market share by widening the customer base and offering new products. In 2019, Paycom had a 30% year-over-year increase in revenue. Paycom had $738 million in revenue in their 2019 fiscal year. The company was also able to increase their annual revenue retention rate by 93%. Products of Paycoms are talent acquisition. This helps customers find the right employees, complete background checks, and complete the onboarding process. The next service is time and labor management. Through time and labor management, Paycom helps customers keep track of employee hours, time allocation, and setting up time clock terminals. Payroll, which is Paycom's main focus, brings an ease to the payroll system by providing customers with their own concierge, managing expenses and reimbursements, and writing the checks from their own account to ensure employees are paid. Talent management services provide employees with a one-stop shop to access performance goals, organization-created trainings, and access to various HR topics. The last service we'll discuss is HR management, which allows managers to complete various tasks such as approvals, 401k management, and monitor government compliance.
And now with more details on Paycom's structure and functionality, let's go back to Danielle.
Paycom employs a dedicated IT department that's housed within a corporate office that provides support across the country for the Paycom payroll software for both its employees as well as its customers. The department serves as a significant contributor to the process of Paycom, and it's a necessary component within the company. Paycom Payroll is a cloud-based software that is available on all 3,700 employees' computers and utilizes home office servers as well as site servers for employees working within any of Paycom's 49 offices. The IT department is comprised of a team of individuals structured under an operations manager into smaller teams that include development and quality assurance, along with troubleshooting team whose primary focus is assisting employees and its customers in real time to ensure software is functioning as it's intended. Routine maintenance is completed to ensure that the software program is functioning optimally for all users, and monthly product enhancements completed to keep the software up to date. When upgrades are rolled out, the internal IT team is responsible for identifying the optimal time for the upgrade to minimize interruption to the users of the software and works to troubleshoot any issues that may arise from the software update. Employees receive an emailed upgrade communication 1 week in advance, notifying them of the purpose of the upgrade as well as the time frame the upgrade will take place to provide users with an adequate time to prepare as needed. With software as Paycom's direct output product, their upstream supply chain, especially raw materials, remains minimal. Paycom's predominant need for upstream supplies come in the form of office equipment and supplies. Primary suppliers of these administrative items include Staples and Microsoft. Supplies ordered from Staples consist of printers, paper, pens, and toner, along with any other administrative items necessary for Paycom's employees to complete their functions within the company. Paycom's computers are purchased directly from Microsoft outright and managed by the ITS department within Paycom. The IT department monitors the efficiency of all computer hardware and purchases replacements as necessary. Aside from these main supplies, Paycom also outsources the creation and manufacturing of Paycom branded items, such as pens, notepads, and promotional items.
Thanks so much for that, Danielle. It is also interesting to note that the payroll process within Paycom does not have a large impact on the supply chain in terms of downstream customers because the software created for external customers is handled entirely online. As a result of being a highly digitalized organization and providing software as a service, Paycom's final product is transferred to its clients completely digitally. No need to exchange a tangible item. One anomaly that allows Paycom to operate at a higher efficiency is its mailing center. This facility is located at its headquarters in Oklahoma City and manages the flow of incoming and outgoing mail to all other offices, allowing Paycom to not only tightly manage inventory, but also control costs of administrative expenses across the organization. Since its inception in 1998, Paycom has capitalized on its ability to modernize the benefits administration, payroll, and human resources systems processes through its exclusively online platform. In addition to streamlining and simplifying these processes, Paycom has eliminated many of the potential errors that occurred using old methods while simultaneously reducing the time and effort previously required for these tasks. For Paycom specifically, the introduction of this highly automated process significantly impacted the organization, with managers at the forefront of this transformation. The efficiencies obtained through using the Paycom payroll system allows managers to turn their attention and their time to other areas of the business. First and foremost, the success of Paycom starts with its employees. Paycom has also established high-end training for all employees. Across the organization, team members are continuously trained on the processes to stay current on any new program features and enhancements. Paycom recognizes the importance of developing their internal leadership team, as well as the impact leadership development can have on their client success. In addition to their leader program, which aims to develop up-and-coming internal talent, Paycom also understands the importance of employee retention. Employee retention, along with annual revenue, are two metrics that are used to measure the three critical success factors for Paycom. Ultimately, while Paycom relies on its leading technology to drive its business, it's their employees who really make the impact of success on their clients. And while Paycom highlights its team members as critical aspects of their business success. With more on Paycom, here's our business correspondent.
I am Oscar Shoemaker, and in our next segment, we will dive into the influences of Porter's Five Forces model on Paycom's business strategies. From the chart, we can see how the forces interact and revolve around a competitive rivalry. Paycom faces intense rivalry among dominant and small competitors alike. One strategy in 2020 Paycom utilizes to combat such rivalry is the deliberate increase in marketing and advertising efforts. These efforts are intended to increase brand awareness, customer acquisition and satisfaction, and overall market share gain. Dominant firms, however, do limit some market share gain from current and new firms. New entrants into the market will find high technology and customer acquisition costs. Paycom's management views themselves as a relatively new firm in the industry. From the timeline, we can see that Paycom entered the industry roughly in the middle of a decades-old timeline. Paycom must leverage their years of managerial experience, their positive, substantial customer sales growth, and their current market share as competitive advantages in order to gain on current market leaders while staying ahead of smaller and new firms. Paycom must also limit threats of substitutions, predominantly from these well-known national and local firms, but from also customers deciding to use internal systems rather than the Paycom's third-party platform. One positive in limiting these threats of substitutions once customers are acquired is the high switching costs. Some examples of these costs would be time lost, potential data loss in transition, high training costs, and other sunken costs when reviewing a potential substitute. Paycom's customers will determine if a substitution is necessary after such review, and Paycom will work to limit those substitutions based off of high customer satisfaction and loyalty programs. Next.
Thanks, Oscar. Paycom attracts a diverse group of buyers from medium to large organizations throughout the low-end to high-end market segments, intentionally targeting organizations in various stages of acquisition. Paycom's market share mix is dispersed throughout several industry sectors, 50% in general business services, and in a generally equal footprint of 16.7% shares in healthcare, manufacturing, and nonprofit sectors. A smaller footprint in the educational and financial sectors add to Paycom's diversified portfolio. This lack of consumer concentration provides Paycom an advantage, limiting cooperation of clients to collectively reduce pricing. Consumers have the bargaining power early on in the selecting a payroll management company for their organization. However, once the supplier is chosen, high switching costs shift power back to Paycom. As time progresses, the buyer becomes increasingly dependent on Paycom to provide a full software package supporting more functions such as human resources, time and labor management, and more. Additionally, system compatibility and learned employee behaviors when navigating the system increase switching costs. In the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic this year, buyers experienced continued losses in bargaining power due to the reduction in staffing and organizational restructuring, as Paycom's fee structure is based on a per employee basis with monthly subscriptions and transactional fees. Buyers choose alternative services outside of the payroll management service to take advantage of bundled deals and the overall reduction in operational costs from the single software service. Paycom's investment in research and development continues to be a priority, investing 80% to 100% of their additional capital year over year. The rapid development in services such as real-time analysis and reporting to management financials, cross-platform tools for adaptability, mobile applications, and cloud compatibilities with data proliferation reduce the bargaining power of organizations which find value in these cloud-based management tools. Paycom carries a significant amount of bargaining power over suppliers. Most of its software as a service product is proprietary. Paycom leverages internal developers and engineers to provide in-house application development. Through the rigorous selection process, Paycom attracts and selects top talent. Employees are served a non-compete agreement during initial selection and are provided continual training and development for retention. Upward mobility is possible at Paycom through skills development and special projects. These all lead to greater retention of talent and the protection of intellectual property for its proprietary systems and processes. Paycom has developed a dependent relationship with its dedicated developers and engineers, where they are compensated for their expertise. These employees are less likely to stop supplying the organization with development resources due to the expectation of financial compensation, thus creating a type of switching costs related to the general contract of employment. Other supply channels for Paycom tend to fall into the realm of physical office equipment utilized to conduct daily operations. However, these systems are not specialized. They can be purchased off the shelf at any commercial provider, such as Microsoft Direct.
Thanks so much. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Use a single HR software? Nope. We use 11. 11.
Why do an expense report from your phone when you can do it from a machine that jams?
I just emailed my wife's social security number to the entire company instead of HR, so please come back.
How hard is your business software working for you? With Paycom, employees enter and manage their own HR data in one easy-to-use software. Visit paycom.com for a free demo.
Han, first off, we love each other.
And we're back. If you're just now joining us, we're following up on a breaking news story we brought you earlier. With more on the story, let's go live to...
Hello, everyone. Andrew, Sheriff here. Breaking news. News so important, I didn't even have time to put on my suit. Bottom line up front, Paycom, revolutionary business model. They have a continuous improvement cycle built straight into their value chain. Mind-blowing, right? Let me tell you how this works. For those of you that know about the Plan, Do, Check, Act, you'll know that is a continuous improvement cycle model. okay? Paycom does this every day. Let me tell you how they do that. Paycom's primary value chain activity is operations, where they build software that they sell to customers. They turn around and use that exact same software in their own value chain support activities, specifically human resource management and finance. Think about that for a second. Every day, they do human resource management activities. Every day, they do finance activities. Every day, Paycom has an opportunity to check their small-scaled implemented activity and capture lessons learned that they can then turn around and implement those lessons learned into the next planning iteration or the next release. Think about that. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's revolutionary. Andrew Sheriff, out.
With an update on Paycom's supply chain, let's go to reporter Ivan.
Thank you. So by conducting a value chain analysis, Paycom's value chain will show how it delivers exceptional value to its clients, which allows it to demand a premium margin on all of its IS offerings. And the primary value chain activities consist of 5 components, which are that of inbound logistics, operations, outbound logistics, marketing and sales, and service. And Paycom consistently invests back into these primary and secondary activities in order to grow its market share. Now, when looking at primary activities, there's 3 key components that stand out. The first is that of marginal costs. Unlike dealing with raw materials, the marginal cost to produce a software copy is effectively 0. So Paycom's limited expenses in conducting business is a core competency that leads to extremely profitable margins for the firm. Secondly, it offers a software as a service, and this is a differential software product because Paycom provides and installs and it maintains the software, all things that you as a firm no longer have to deal with. Paycom takes on the hassle of that. And so back-end updates, this is also something that Paycom does when it offers this as a service. So it's ideal for a business that's growing, that's expanding, because it helps you minimize your IT costs down the road. And finally, all of these primary activities are geared towards being a one-stop solution. Now, as a business owner, a lot of times we think in order to run a business, we have to hire HR reps, we have to hire accountants, we have to purchase additional equipment, servers, capital expenses are accrued. But a critical success factor to this value chain is that this setup takes away all that hassle. In essence, Paycom comes on board and ends up being a one-stop solution to you, the business owner. So it's a one-stop shop for any business that is trying to run its software on the HR end of things. Paycom takes all the hassle, all the stress, which enables to you to focus on the more important things, such as running the business itself.
And now, with the final live report, we go to Jeff Sims.
Hi, my name is Jeff Sims, and during this segment, we will be discussing the future recommendations of Paycom. Paycom can save its clients nearly 20 workdays per year. However, most clients are only saving about 10 to 12 workdays per year due to the lack of knowledge of the Paycom system. Paycom should use its LMS courses to adequately train its clients on the everyday use of the Paycom system. This would give the clients the full 20 workdays per year, thus increasing efficiencies and lowering costs. Furthermore, Paycom should find new ways to generate a higher percentage of the total market share. Paycom currently only has about 5% of the market in which the industry they're in, which is much lower than the competitors. The best approaches for gaining a higher total market share is through the continuity of innovation, strong customer relations, and entering into new markets. With Paycom's 17,000 member client base, they do not have any government or federal clients, while several of their competitors do. This should give Paycom the motive to step into this new market. And that's all we have today on the future of Paycom.
And that's all the time we have for this evening. Thanks so much for watching. Good night.